Welcome back, y'all, to the Talking Cock Podcast. It is I, your host, Eli, joined by Ryan yet again.
Go.
Ryan, how are you,
I'm
man?
all right. Better now that you're here.
Yeah? Oh, so
the
sweet.
Best part of my day.
So sweet.
This is it.
Yeah?
This is the best my life's ever gonna get. It's downhill from here.
I mean, we did just have tornadoes, so it is going down.
Yeah, exactly. The world's ending, but
So,
I'm recording
yeah.
for the Talking Cock podcast. How can my life get any better? There's a tornado outside right now. It's watching me perform. I better be funny.
I see it right. I'm looking at it right now.
I better be funny.
I'd say I have 10 seconds, so we'll make it good.
Hey, that's a long time to last. I mean,
no, it is. It is.
Live.
Wait, are you outing yourself?
What? No. I said I was bi like in the first episode. Okay.
Today's too long for you to throw those at me.
Well, sorry, I'm just trying to be
hell.
entertaining. You know, that's what we do here.
Is that what we do? I thought we just trauma dump.
Yeah. Well, now we're evolving. Okay. God, why you want to put me in this fucking box? Okay. Jesus.
We have fun for sure.
I do. I don't know if I do.
Really? I was gonna say it was the reverse.
I laugh more often.
Like you're just kind of here.
I laugh more often, which means I feel more joy, which means I'm better than you. Sorry, that was just my narcissistic personality coming out.
That's that red. That's a red pill in you.
Why do you think I got my hair short? You think it's because I'm not a misogynist? No, I pretend women don't even exist. Like I think they're a myth.
I don't. See
I've never talked to one, so I don't see gender. I mean, look at my glasses. I only have penis prescription. That taking a minute to process. I get it. These are complex terms.
I'm just trying to make out what you meant.
You're just trying to make out.
Because...
Eli, wait until after the podcast. I told you we can't do it on recording.
I get that, but you can't say that. Jesus. Read the room.
I don't know how to do that. Actually, do you have any tips for me on how to read the room?
No.
Okay, that's the end of the episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching the Talking Cock Podcast.
Thanks so much for watching. Check out all my links.com.
Hey, you don't even know the fucking link, dude. What the fuck's wrong with you? Holy shit. You don't take this seriously, dude. allmylinks.com/TNC Pod. What the fuck? Eli? God. I'm dyslexic, I remember that.
Ryan.
It's the only link I could spell.
Sometimes it's so hard to keep myself composed and not laugh at your jokes.
Why do you not want to fucking laugh? This is a very serious podcast.
Not to give you this,
I take this
not to give you the satisfaction.
I just take this very seriously. You know, this is, honestly, the government should regulate this because of how beneficial it is. What's that? Oh, we have to change the name.
Exactly.
What's wrong with the name? It's perfectly professional. What? This is a very serious podcast, guys. We don't laugh here. If you laugh...
Ryan.
If you laugh, you lose. What's this episode going to be about, Eli?
It's going to be our second part, or not really second part, but it's going to be the sequel to last episode.
Yeah.
The symptoms of loneliness. And we're going to be, talking about ways for men to interact in a respectful manner.
We give the symptoms of loneliness, and now we give the cure.
Yeah, and just kind of how a lot of people go at interactions the wrong way, meaning the creepy ways.
Yes, I'm more excited. The creepy ways. Yeah, come on, give me some enthusiasm. He's excited to be here, guys. He's not here against his will.
I am.
There's no one with a gun off camera.
Ryan is.
There's no one with a gun off camera.
Ryan,
nobody. He's so happy to be here. Don't look that way. Look at me. Yeah, there you go. There you go. He looked over. He's like, "Gorsh."
Wait, why'd you say gorsh?
It was just like so exaggerated, like
goofy.
worried. Oh, sheesh, right?
Oh, Jesus.
The
Ryan,
religious
you
episode was
are
episode
on a-
5. We're far away from that.
Yes. Why'd you say the religious episode?
Oh, because you said Jesus. We already talked about him.
Yeah, but you've already used that joke before.
But,
in last episode
okay,
and the
well,
episode
at least I'm making
before.
jokes.
You got to come up with new ones. You can't just reuse the same one.
Well, show me how it's done.
I don't do it on the spot.
Oh, okay.
I write down all my jokes.
You're screen shy. I get it. It's hard to be on camera after 100 episodes of podcasting.
Yeah, no,
it's hard to put yourself out there, you know.
It really is. Yeah, it's something I'm struggling with.
I can't handle it, actually. I might have to go here in a couple minutes. I don't know if I can take the pressure anymore. I feel like the world's on my fucking shoulders, man.
Right up there, you got to do some stretches.
You're really tight.
Yeah, no, I'll show you some stretches.
Please, can you send me like a link to some good stretches?
Yeah, I'll send you a link.
Thank you.
All right, Ryan. Just to start us off, what
this may be a bit nuanced of a topic I came up with. But I think we have some. We're not experts by any means in terms of socializing,
never
anything. But when I look from the outside, it's very easy to point out some issues.
Yeah, in terms of yourself or in terms of like other people?
Both, but like I'm talking more like other people and like maybe the mistakes.
Yeah,
because men are very lonely, and that's kind of like the epidemic right now. So it's like, how do we fix that? Yeah. I think it has to do with our lack of social skills, and we need to find a place of belonging, but we look for the wrong places to do that. And then also,
no, I get that.
Being at school, we were socializing all the time. I think public school was the best thing that ever happened to me. Even if I did get a little bullied, it's fine. It built character.
Same here.
No, but like genuinely, like just
put some skin on your teeth. You know?
What the fuck? Imagining that, just like it's weird. It's weird. Although I guess that is just closing your mouth, right?
Yeah. Put some skin on your teeth. Is that what that means? Just
shut up.
Shutting out.
Shut the hell up.
Fucking
I'll go ahead and put some skin on your teeth. You're just telling me to be quiet, very nicely.
Quiet.
I've never heard that.
I don't know. Like,
sorry.
You've really never heard that phrase?
I've heard other phrases that sound like it, but skin on your teeth.
Yeah.
And put some hair on your chin. I've heard that one.
Or hair on your chest.
Yeah, that one too.
Yeah. Is it even a real saying, or did I just make it up?
I was trusting you to say real sayings.
No,
but you know what?
No, I've definitely heard it.
You're full of genuine and original jokes. I'm so thankful that you just bring that. You bring your A game.
You did laugh, so you did laugh. To be fair,
I'm literally giving you credit right now, so I don't know why. Like, is this like an argument or like?
All right.
You just want to come for my neck? Right. Like, do that after the podcast. We don't do kinks on camera. You know this.
Not on the show.
You know we don't do kinks on camera. We look for a place of belonging. A lot of us find it on the internet.
KOC. Kinks on camera. New sister podcast. KOC with RNE.
No, if you ever make a show like that, I'm going to make a show called KMS with RNE. And then it'll be KMS with just E. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by comedy.
By my amazing jokes, yeah. Continue.
Maybe I don't want to.
No. Say it.
You can't say it. You can't make it.
What are you gonna say?
I keep losing my train of thought. You actually keep making me lose my train of thought. You gotta shut the hell up. I thought I was the yapper.
All right.
Anyway, so when we're in school, we're socializing with people every day. maybe not every day, but it's like weekends. You maybe do extracurriculars. You maybe do stuff after school. We are social creatures. We
Mm-hmm.
are meant to be spending time with people. That
Yeah, but at least 5 times a week, which is like 85% of your
life.
of every week, you're interacting with other people at your age,
Yeah,
through schooling.
yeah. And I think like this loneliness epidemic. I mean, it's even proven that it significantly will like shorten your lifespan if you're just lonely for long, long periods of time, and your
Oh
quality of
yeah,
life goes down
yeah,
as well. So we need
yeah.
social interaction. We need to be with other people. I'm not talking about just romantic partners. I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm a cuck. But but it also deals with like friends, meeting other men,
Yeah.
meeting other women, and you know, not always needing to fuck. Those are hard
Hmm.
skills.
No, they are, and a lot of men grow up in situations where they're not taught that it's okay to have relationships with
To
the other
actually have
gender,
female friends, because you'll
or
see a lot
to,
of
to
yeah,
actually have
you'll see a
female
lot of
friends.
red pill content be like, oh no, I can't. I can't be friends with a girl.
Yeah,
Can't be my best friends. I'll just want to fuck her.
and
Like people say that shit.
it's crazy to me because I was brought up through I've said this in previous episodes, but public schooling up until 8th grade, and then I did high school with all boys. So the only interaction I was getting with girls were from like our sister schools and romantic
Yeah.
relationships, like that type of thing. So like and then I started working at my old job, and 99% of the staff was female.
I'm so sorry.
No, I liked it,
No,
honestly. Like it
like
was
genuinely, like I mean, because women are more in tune with their emotions, more caring people. So like, if something's happened with
yeah.
you, they'll probably be
So
more
it
worried
was
about you than say a dude.
yeah.
But
Yeah. And like I gained a lot of, friendships through that. And
I think that is a lesson in itself. Like, if you really want to meet people and bond with people, you need to be empathetic and in
y-
tune with your emotions and supportive of the people around you.
yeah. Yeah. And you can't, you got to put yourself out there sometimes and not be like, "Oh, well, I only hang out with this guy and this guy, so I can't, go to the store alone. I need to go with them. I can't, do
Well,
this." It's like,
have your
you
independence,
just
but
don't. Yeah, like
I mean, also like find a good circle of people that you want to interact with on a regular basis,
yeah.
including
Yeah.
like spend time with your family. I know you're lonely, but spend time with your family.
Yeah.
Just set time aside,
Yeah.
and then if you don't have people to respect, be empathetic towards, then what do you think are some ways for people to get in situations to have people around them?
In terms of me,
What's your opinion? What do you think?
I mean, obviously to be a good friend, you have to have friends, right? You have to, be a friend to someone else, at least a
Yeah.
couple other
How do I make
people
friends,
to
Eli? I'm asking for a
really.
friend.
You're asking for your friend how they can make
I'm
friends?
asking for an
But if they already have you as a
acquaintance.
friend, do they need
I'm asking
more
for an
friends?
acquaintance. A cousin. I'm asking for cousin.
Mm,
And
mm.
their name is Brian. So I really need this answer for him.
Hey, see,
For
there's
him.
details. It makes it
Yeah.
all make sense. So for
Yeah.
Brian, if I were
Uh-huh.
Brian, one, I would try to, get more out there. Like, if you're out of school, if you live alone, join some groups, or organizations like around where you
Okay.
live. Like that's, one way to, you know culture yourself with other people. Or if you do have friend groups that, or like if you do have friends that also hang out with other people, try to intertwine with that group, and then you can have multiple groups of people. But um like, moral of the story is that you can't really gain good like friendship skills or interaction skills without having
And
mistakes.
it's a practice thing. Like any
Ye-
skill that you practice,
it-
you're not going to be a world champion boxer as soon as you pick up the gloves. Like it's
no,
going to take a long
no,
time. You're going to make a lot of
nor,
mistakes, and that's okay. And I also
yeah,
think that honesty is the best policy. And people
yeah,
might get
yeah,
on
no,
you for wearing your heart on your sleeve or go after you, try to hurt you.
yeah,
But
just for
but
being
you
honest.
if you have your heart on your sleeve and you're honest and a good man, then you're already better than that. You're already better than them.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
because
yeah. If you're comfortable with your own self and like you're comfortable explaining to people like who you are as a person or like telling people what you do and
well, even just like if you're trying to make new
you know,
friends, like hey, and you said like oh if you have a friend that hangs out with a lot of people, it's like hey, can I hang out with you guys? I'm trying to like be more social.
yeah,
I'm trying to do more stuff. Will you help me out with this?
mm-hmm,
Help me
yeah,
meet people, stuff like that.
and
Like if you
yeah,
have anyone, you can ask them.
yeah,
And you'll see who the real ones are, who your real friends are, because your real friends will want to help you and be like, okay, well, what do you need me to do? I got you.
mm-hmm. And the fake
Well,
ones,
they
they
won't
don't
give
give
a
a shit.
shit, or they'll like make fun of you for being
They,
honest and open.
yeah,
And those aren't the people you want to have around you.
and those are the interactions that really show you who's going to be there for you in the
Yeah,
end.
and there's this like stigma that like men shouldn't show their emotions; they should be strong. You see all these TikToks.
Well, it's how our generation was raised, and all the past generations. It's like
Well,
don't cry,
even
don't
now, it's like
be a
you see the TikToks of these girls and their icks, and then
yeah.
and
Oh
it's
yeah.
like what kind of man like fucking breathes like so loud, like he just breathes when he runs and he's
Hmm.
exhausted. What? That's a new ick for me. And then you see the cut to notes
The
app, and then
list.
he like scroll down, and
Yep.
it's stuff like don't breathe, don't wear pants, don't listen to Juice World.
Yep. Yep. It's like don't have a mom. It's like just crazy. I saw that
Yeah.
the other week. It was don't have a mom,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, so that just
So you're
it's
never
like
gonna make
I
everyone happy. So you just
no
the
no
best thing
you're not.
any man can do is authentically be themselves. Obviously,
Yeah.
if you're a loud fucking obnoxious jerk, you should change that. You should be
Yeah.
respectful
Yeah.
of everybody.
People aren't gonna want to hang out
But
with you if you're
don't try to be
that kind
something
of
that you're
person.
not. Don't try to put on a facade
Yeah.
so that people will like you, because they'll always find out who the real you are anyway. So
Yeah. Eventually.
you might as well lead with that, and then whoever stays is probably a lot more genuine, and you'll probably have more
Yeah.
fulfilling relationships. And this is tough
Agreed.
because like, oh, just
Agreed.
be yourself, but it's like, how do you even get your foot in the door
It's
socially,
it's hard.
right?
Yeah. It is very difficult, to like hear that phrase, like just be yourself. If you don't already like if you're not already
Yeah, if you don't
comfortable
know
with
who you are
like
already.
where yeah, or if, there's a lot of things about yourself that you're like pushing down every time they come
Yeah.
up, you know? Because all hearing, oh, be yourself, like all that does for you is like, oh, well, myself is this construed image
Of
of,
what everyone else thinks.
what I want to
Or
be or what
yeah.
I want to be, and it's just like, I don't know.
It's
It's,
hard to hear that and work
it's,
it out, but it takes a lot of
yeah,
self-reflection, a journey I'm still currently going through and will be for the rest of my life,
yeah.
just
Same
finding
here.
out who I am.
Same here.
But the more you find out,
I mean, we talk about reflection. We talk about reflection
it
all the time,
it's extremely
and
important.
there's a
Yeah, like
reason.
it really does develop you as a person. And so you need to
Yeah.
ask yourself the important questions. Like, who am I?
Yeah.
Why do I do this thing that I do? Why do I behave the way I behave? And then you'll
Yeah.
have the answers. You will. I'm angry all the time. What am I angry about? And then just start literally talking about your stream of consciousness, whatever's running through your
Hmm.
mind. I think something that's very
Or if you can't verbalize it,
I think
write it
something
down.
that's very important
You
for
know.
everybody is to clear the clutter. Clear the clutter in your
Yeah.
mind. Because maybe you have all these intrusive thoughts and you just have all this mental energy and say, okay, I'm just going to write whatever's going on in my mind on this paper or say it out loud and just kind of like analyze like what's going on here. These are angry thoughts. I didn't even know I was mad.
I mean, I don't know if you remember in college, but or when we were living together.
No, I try to block that out as much as possible.
But like, you know, something that has always really helped for me, like with intrusive thoughts, is writing them down and then either throwing away the paper or, you know, I've burned paper before.
The first step is always just acknowledge it. Like it is literally bouncing around in here.
Like
you got to clear that clutter. Do some spring cleaning.
Yeah. And if you're not verbalizing it, if you're not writing it down, if it's not getting out of your head at any point, it's just going to keep.
It's going to bounce around, and every time it fucking bounces, it uses more of your energy, makes you more irritated.
You lose your track of, you know, whatever
you're not in the moment, and you lose opportunity to have new thoughts in your head and stuff that might change you as a person. You got to have a room in there. You got to clear the clutter. And I think that's what a lot of socially awkward men struggle with when it comes to dating or even just making friends. They think too much. They have too many thoughts running through here. They got to clear the clutter and then be like, okay, I'm just going to go at this, you know, in a very mature, respectful way. And if I get rejected or they don't want anything to do with me, it's a numbers game at the end of the day. And so, even if you're socially awkward, like find common ground. That is the best way to not come off as a creep when you're approaching someone. Imagine you just come up to someone and it's like, hey, you ever play Elden Ring? I don't actually play video games. Well, the fifth boss was actually my favorite because the lore, you know, like you can't do that.
You play Overwatch? It's like, do I play what? Overwatch? You play Overwatch?
I'm not going to come over and watch whatever you're telling me to watch. Like, we're not spending time together.
What are you telling me to Overwatch?
What's your favorite anime? What? No,
it's like, no, you
find
gotta,
common ground.
You know,
the best way to do that is, like you said, clubs and stuff like that. And if you don't have anything going on in your area, some people live in the butt fucking nowhere, right? So there's online communities. There's subreddits. There's stuff you can post in and express yourself and your creativity. Your
Facebook has that whole like group system too, like with Facebook.
And it's like you have so many different ways, so many different things at your fingertips that you can use to express yourself. But I think we have like analysis paralysis, where we just use none of those things and we just hold it all in because we could go to Reddit, we could go to Facebook, we could tweet some shit posts, we could make a TikTok, we could.
There's too many options.
Too many options to be able to express yourself. You know? And so, honestly, just choose one. And, you know, if there's a Reddit community about your favorite anime, post in that. Or comment under someone's post and just express your love for something. And then maybe you'll meet friends like that. I mean, people meet friends in fucking voice comms in, like, Halo. And then they'll...
Or in, like, fucking
COD
lobbies,
they'll be friends for, like, a decade. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And they'll be like the bestest of friends and probably never even see each other's faces. That's how good of a tool online is. Reddit. It's crazy how much you can get out of online if you use the tool correctly. But the problem with, I think, a lot of men these days, not to say like men are just problematic in general. No. I'm the best. I'm great. There's no one like me. So I want to teach everyone to be like me. And I'm going to shave my head bald. And I'm going to get bottles of water, and then I'm going to get in my Bugatti, and then I'm going to drive straight into a Taco Bell. But I think we find our communities in the worst fucking places on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, incels are a thing.
Most of the time.
It's like, you got to practice your social skills, meet new people, and then also look out for the fucking red flags. People are going to tell you what you want to hear, draw you in, and then they'll tell you the real message. You see what I did for the edit there? But like they're going to say everything that you want to hear. If someone's just saying like everything that you want to hear, like maybe question question it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, like, is Eli secretly a racist? Probably. I'm kidding. Future employers, please hire him. I need a new host on the podcast.
I studied racial inequality in college for 4 years.
He was an expert in racial inequality. So,
Jesus.
Oh, sorry, there was a car alarm going on.
Oh, they got, yeah, I saw it.
They stopped
or I heard it. I saw it.
You saw it. What? Huh? There's not even a window on camera. What the hell?
Yeah, go out into your living room. I'm there.
The door behind you opens. What the fuck?
You look back. I'm in your bathroom.
You're like, hey.
Just see my head pop out from behind you. Hey, sorry, I just used.
Hey, this is not the time to be approaching me, Eli. We're talking about this right now. You're setting a bad example. God.
It's a terrible situation, terrible environment for you to approach me. My back's
You
turned.
probably stream on Rumble. No, but for real, it's geez. You know, we find our communities in the worst places possible. It's crazy how many deep corners of the internet there are, and how easy it is to get sucked into a rabbit hole. We got to really look out for these rabbit holes. It comes with a sense of entitlement too, where yes, men's lives these days very hard, very hard. Honestly, there's a lot of loneliness, a lot of misery, and then you get people who are being negative, and you see people online bringing others down. Misery loves company. Misery wants everyone else to be miserable. And maybe there's a role model that you look up to that preaches all this stuff to make you angry at the world. Conspiracies, and then make you think the whole world's evil, everyone's in on it. It's the Matrix.
Isn't that just like a conspiracy theory?
Yeah. Well,
isn't that what is or a
you go down these.
Are they called anything? Are they called like conspiracy influencers? Like Alex Jones.
I don't know.
What would you? Because he's a conspiracy theorist, but he also is a heavy influencer.
Yeah, I don't know if there's another classification for it, but just like these negative role models that make you angry at the world, you're gonna be so unhappy and live such an unfulfilling life. I've been down the rabbit holes, not super far in, to where I'm fucking, you know, watching shit on Rumble. Like, come on, bro, you can do better. You could, and it's, you know, you get people that are just saying these things like, oh yeah, you know what, maybe I don't like women. It's like, okay, why do you feel this certain way? Ask yourself these questions, and then also look at data. Is like, is any of this true? Is any of this stuff true? Or have you had some bad experiences, and then you base everything off of that? You know, it deals with that ego, and it deals with that sense of entitlement. Like, the world owes you something. Like, well, my life's hard, and you know, it's everyone else's fault. I'm angry at the world. It's like life's can be hard for most people. Yeah.
And I feel like with that, like, entitlement that comes along, you know, or that, you know, presents itself in a lot of individuals that have, you know, either not had enough experiences through their life or up until now in their life, that they're like, oh, the universe owes me. You know, I don't need to change myself. I don't need to do anything differently. Like, the universe owes me, or so-and-so owes me, because I've been doing my own thing, but, you know, maybe
just like
doing their own thing is being a dick.
Like, a lot of like
and
socially people awkward men, you know, they're nice guys, right? Nice guys.
Yeah.
But then, you know, they get rejected by a girl, and they're like, you fucking whore. I didn't even want you anyway. You know, I'm a nice guy. I don't know why you didn't. Like, I don't know why you didn't want to be with me. And it's just.
Is that what? Is that what? That's not what a nice guy does. Call you a whore? That's not what.
You feel entitled to, because maybe you think you're a nice person. You're like, well, I deserve all this stuff. Then, if I'm a good person, that means I deserve a reward, right? And true kindness never spawns from the desire to have a reward or anything like that.
No, it doesn't. That was very well put.
Thanks. You honestly like brought kindness. That like into me, like what you're saying. I was like, oh shit, I gotta jump in here because I actually had something to add there.
There you go.
You're making me
Yeah.
think.
No, just a very good point. I feel like there's a lot of bitterness.
Yes. Yeah.
There's a lot of bitterness with a lot, like, not just men,
And it's not unjustified bitterness.
Men or women too. But
It's
yeah,
very
no,
justified. Life is very
it,
fucking hard. And it's such a
yeah,
depressing
but
thing to think like, oh, just gonna sit here, watch all the people I love get old and die, and also die myself and get health issues every year that goes by. Is
mhm. And it's
if
like
you look at it that way, it's very
it,
depressing.
it yeah, and people that hyper focus on that dig themselves this hole that every success or every successive year that they you know are viewing the world that way every day, they just are
Digging the hole
digging more
deeper
dirt
because
out.
they feel more justified in their bitterness, and
Hmm.
those neural
And they're
pathways.
more
It's
content.
like walking through the same hallway over and over again, but every time you walk through, it gets slightly wider, and so it's much easier. You can get
Yeah,
a fucking truck through there at some point,
yeah, yeah.
and
And like they get more content with where they're at, or where their heads at, with where or with how they think about things. I know I had a lot of
no,
filler
it's
words in
okay.
there, but
That's what we have an
um
editor for. I love leaving little messages for myself.
but I don't know,
You
like,
gotta form new neural
obvious.
pathways. You gotta try and
Yeah,
change.
you can't
If
just.
you're angry, then there is something that you can change. And
There's something you can do to not
yeah,
be
and I
angry.
think a lot of men, like negative men, and maybe people who don't know better, focus on control.
Hmm.
They focus on
Yeah,
controlling their situation or whatever they're doing, but then they don't actually know what the right thing to do is once they have control. I
yeah.
struggle with that. I'm like,
They just like kind of go off
because
their
after school
first.
and after everything,
um
you're working your job, but then the internet is this infinite resource of all the information you could ever want about whatever subject you want. You can go down any career path you want,
yeah,
study it. There are resources on the internet for whatever you want to do. And yet we
true.
don't use it in the way that we should. We have absolute
No.
control over our destiny if in whatever field we want to study right here. Fuck college, fuck all that
Hmm.
schooling and shit, extra schooling. It's right here at your
Yeah,
fingertips. You will never learn anything more. Right here,
right here
at your fingertips
in your pocket.
at all
At all
times.
times, you have the access to any information that you could
Yeah,
possibly
and
ever
I'm
want.
very much guilty of this myself too. But if we have tools, we have to use them properly. If we have control over our
Yeah,
destiny, then we have to use that control properly and know how to use it. If we're feeling
hmm,
miserable about
yeah,
life and like the world owes us something, then what meaningful progression are we ever going to actually have towards our goals?
that's really true.
And even if we do make
That's really true.
progression, is any of it going to feel satisfying if you're living in this bitter mindset? I get depressed all the time, and
Well,
it's such a battle.
hmm,
But, once you learn these things, you don't have the sense of entitlement. Life doesn't owe you anything. The universe doesn't owe you anything, even if you're nice.
yeah.
Being nice is just the right
You're,
thing to
you
do, and the
you
right thing to do fucking sucks sometimes, and it goes against what you're feeling a lot of the time.
Yeah,
But that just makes you a better man.
that's very. Yeah, it's the right thing to do is most of the time never what you want,
Yeah, and you have
right?
to sacrifice your ego and take some things on the chin.
And put your feelings aside and be like, you know what, it's not it wouldn't be right for me to do that, so I'm not gonna do that. You have to, I guess you have
You
to
have to
have
have
morals first
moral,
off.
a good moral compass, and
Like,
I think a lot of people miss that when they're
yeah,
young, because
yeah, they kind of
that's where
go
it has to be
through and.
established. Otherwise, if you're a grown up
Oh
already,
yeah,
then it takes so much time for you to instill those morals into yourself. It takes so much time and effort
yeah,
because you have all this development that already went on
yeah.
without that. And to rewire your
Hmm.
brain is such a difficult task, but
And to like put new big ideas in your brain at that point, it's
Yeah.
like you're just like kind of cramming it, like just making space for it at that point, just getting rid of other, memories or, values or anything that you're thinking of. You're just kind of pushing them out of the way just to
Yeah.
make space. But when you do it as a, kid, it's like
It sticks with you.
you're filling
You're
your,
filling an
yeah,
empty
because you're
space.
filling your brain. Yeah.
And I was very
Yeah.
lucky young. I have had a rough childhood, but I can't imagine how terrible of a human being I would have become if it wasn't for my grandparents stepping in, spending
Yeah.
time with me and teaching me great morals. If you don't have that figure when you're young, then it's so easy to go down these pipelines and to hate the world and everything. It's just, because I have narcissistic behavioral traits, and
Yeah.
if I didn't have a good moral compass instilled into me young, then I would be a fucking terrible person.
Did your
Yeah,
grandparents, is that
he.
who
If I
instilled
could be
the
half the man my grandpa is, then I'll be a happy man for the rest of my life. Like
yeah,
that's the character that he taught. He always does the right thing, and it's always with grace, and it's
yeah.
always, he stands his ground, stands up for himself, stands up for his family. Um,
Mm-hmm.
treats people with utter kindness. He's never
Yeah,
ranting at people, screaming at them ever. Like self control
yeah,
is such a big thing, and I don't think we have the ego to be able to do it, or the development to be able to push
yeah,
not push those emotions down, but release them in a different way, in a healthier way.
yeah. I think a lot of people get confused about that last part too. It,
Mm-hmm.
like releasing them or just like bottling them up and just pushing
Yeah,
them back
I think a
further.
good way to release your
Because
emotions is I was being creative, so I put a lot of my emotions into that. But
yeah,
again, the internet is at your fingertips. You can watch. I watch YouTube videos to make myself feel better, make me laugh,
yeah,
make me have some happiness, or say I'm studying something and it's a skill, and I express myself through that skill. That's also a valid way.
mm-hmm.
And then what we said earlier about online communities and like-minded people, you can express yourself through those people and your frustrations.
Yeah,
Therapy is also magical. Not actually
yeah.
magical,
If you have
not actually
access to
magic, but it is so helpful.
it's worth it if you have
Yeah.
access to it. You know, because that like there's a lot of life insurance, or not life insurance,
Whoa,
but health
yeah,
insurance
whoa,
that
whoa.
you get like
Whoa. You're trying to collect a policy on me. We just started the podcast.
no,
We're not on
no,
episode 10.
no. There's a lot of health insurance policies that you're allotted X amount of free therapy sessions or free counseling that you have access to
Yeah.
per year. They get reset every new policy cycle,
It could
but
be through your work.
like that's something that I never, yeah, it's something that I never took advantage of. But now that I'm in a stable job, it's like actually something that I'm considering because it is offered through my work
Yeah.
and I can get, discount pricing and all of that stuff for it as well. So it's like, I don't know. It's like I've done it before in like when I was in high school. I had therapy. I did some therapy through college as well. It's great to bounce your thoughts or your struggles off to someone who can kind of flip it
They
around
can
and
analyze
give it
the
back
way
to
you're
you.
thinking, like the paths that your brain goes down. And it's like, okay, why are you going down
Yeah.
that way? And what's the issue with doing that?
Yeah. And like, here's how to remedy that. They give you solutions.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's any help in terms of feelings is good. Like that's like one of the biggest things that I think I've learned over the last like 10 years growing up is to express myself fully and not just hide
That's what we mean with
myself
like being
because I did that.
yourself. You have to express yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
Yeah.
keep it for yourself. That's selfish. You gotta give it out to the world.
No.
I think we said this before about this podcast, but it is really healthy for us to have this because where else do we express thoughts like this? I don't have normal conversations in my
No.
everyday job and everything about this stuff. It's usually surface level conversations. So to express these thoughts that are in the deep regions of your mind, so helpful. It gives you room for development. And you need to find a place, a healthy place, not full of angry people who want you to buy a course to learn how to be happy and to pick up chicks. Like you gotta find a healthy community or a circle of people to express your thoughts and your desires. To express yourself properly, and that is a skill on its own.
Yeah.
And it can be it's such a versatile skill that can be applied to anything. Some of my purest forms of expression are playing the trombone and doing like a jazz solo just off the top of my dome with my eyes closed and hoping for the best, and it comes out amazing because when you get to a skill level and you're so familiar with something, it kind of becomes a part of you, and it's only an extension of yourself now. The closer you can get the skill that you use to express yourself to your soul is the purer the expression, and the better you're gonna feel. You have to. It has to be practice, and I don't along with social skills. You might get into a situation where you have a conversation. We've all had this where it's like we think of a good thing to say in the conversation, but 2 days later in the shower.
Yeah. Or literally weeks later when we're sitting down going through the episode, and it's like, oh, so about this, I totally forgot to say in the episode, but here's the reasoning. But like, I don't know. Overall, I feel like until you are able to, be comfortable with expressing yourself to, either your full potential or, even like just half expressing like who you actually
something's better
are.
Than nothing.
Like, yeah, and the more and more you work on that, the easier it'll become to relate to other people and to like introduce yourself to new people and carry on a conversation with them.
Because also
because people aren't looking for ingenuine people. It's not a enjoyable conversation when you have or when you talk to someone and you're like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, nothing. Oh,
I don't know
how
if
was your
that's
day
not
going?
being genuine.
Good.
I think it's just being closed off and not being. You have to practice being open, right? It's a social skill, and maybe you say something fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And then you're like stupid,
but you're not going to learn. Yeah, but you're not going to learn that that's not acceptable unless you go through that.
Obviously, you get information beforehand, so don't go up and say some crazy shit and then expect not to get punched in the face and be like, well, I didn't know. Okay, you're not fucking stupid.
Well, this podcaster's told me
you're not fucking stupid. But they are skills that need to be practiced. And I think also at least me in the past, and something I'm still working on, is putting my value into the right things. I was very competitive, and that's also a narcissistic type of behavior where you just want to be better than someone. I would grind instruments, music, and I do love music, but there'd be times where I want to improve so fast and so badly because I want to be better than you. I want to be better than you. Fucking slurring my speech, drunk ass. No. But it's because I wanted to be better than someone, and I was looking up to them and being them, and then wanting what they have, and putting my value into that. And then I make mistakes and I fucking hate myself because I'm not better than him yet. You have to put your value in the right places. Always improve yourself socially and your skills, because when you're able to authentically express yourself through the things that you do, you're going to be more open in general. Regardless, there's room for openness. Your bottle is empty. You have room to express yourself. And you're going to be more confident because it's like, oh, this is a part of my fucking identity, and I'm not doing it just to be better than this guy or this guy. This is a part of my identity that I'm proud of, and it makes me whole.
And you got to be proud of it.
You find things that make you whole.
Yeah. It is an interesting topic for me to tackle because I'm not saying I've never been creepy, but
you just got mega riz. I get it.
Well, I think also because of how I was raised. I grew up in a household with 2 older sisters and a mom, and my dad was mostly, probably half of every year he was out of town. So I learned a lot of my socialization from a very young age from my sisters and from my mom.
Learned how to talk to girls better because that's how you lived at home.
Because that's all I knew.
That was actually a similar situation with me, where it's like I start talking to my sisters and like spending more time with them when my dad started a new family, and so like I'm like, oh shit, I have girls that are close to me that I see outside of school. That's weird.
Yeah. And like if you were a fucking red pillar, you'd be like, well, I can't be friends with them because women are only there
and
for...
I think they just don't know how to talk to... Of course, there's scummy women, there's scummy men. There's bad people in the world. It's not a gender exclusive thing.
There's bad people everywhere. You can't just eliminate an entire gender just being like, nope, they're all bad.
You gotta take some accountability. It's like, am I coming off in a genuine, like, non-creepy way?
Yeah. And I feel like, a lot of that, like, creepiness comes from
ignorance.
People aren't going to change and stop being creepy unless someone tells them, hey, you're being a fucking dick. You're being a fucking
creeper.
Yeah. I don't know what I was expecting there, but
so what are some, I guess, meaning, right? Creepy things that guys do that you know of?
Catcalling.
Perfect example.
Thinking that commenting on a woman's or a man's physical appearance, expecting to get a positive reaction.
I think it depends on what you're doing, because it's like, oh, I love that dress. I love the flowers on that dress. Beautiful blues. No one... That's
why I said physical appearance, not outfit.
Hey, man, you look jacked, man. You're doing good work in the gym. Good job, man.
Okay, so are you meaning more sexualized?
It depends on how you talk about someone's physical appearance. I said this earlier to you off stream, but it's like, if I'm a girl and some guy walks up to me and, says some creepy shit and be like, oh, thank you. I was waiting for someone to compliment my tits. Thank you so much. Just nice tits. That, you know what? We should get married. I'm in love now. That's exactly the behavior I want. I want a man who acts like a teenager. No.
Yeah. and I've seen videos of girls that are doing, like, they'll purposely try to get catcalled, and then they'll film them being friendly with the person who catcalled them, and that person is like, oh, like they were not expecting them to,
like, they want a reaction, they want to antagonize, and they want a strong reaction. So if you're not being angry and belligerent, they're like, what the fuck? I'm not used to that.
They don't know what the fuck to do. Yeah. And it's just it's hilarious because, those are the types of interactions where if you were to just reflect on how you come off to people, it's like,
I think like cool. 50% of it too is people shooting themselves in the foot. I think you have like this bitterness, and I don't think you're confident enough in yourself to actually try and form a genuine relationship. Therefore, well, she's not going to want to be with me anyway. So I'm just going to say some shit.
Yeah.
I'm never going to talk to this girl again. So I can be disrespectful because that's who I am.
Yeah.
Or they're not confident in themselves, and they're their own worst enemy. Like, purposely doing it. Self-sabotage. That was what I was looking for. Fucking, sorry, it took me 10 years to find it.
Well, that is something very...
I think that's like 50% of it.
A lot of...
But then also it's like form a genuine conversation, find genuine common ground. And if a girl's in a group of friends and she's having a girls' night out, but you like her, like, you're not gonna go up and start like grinding on her at the dance floor, you know? Like, that's so fucking weird, creepy. You know, touching people when you don't have permission is not okay.
Or if you don't know them,
yeah, it's not
you've
not
never
okay.
met them.
I mean, again, there's some people that you meet and they're like, hey, you know, like, where's my hug? No. But there's some people who seem like very friendly, and then you just like give them like a quick hug, you know, like that's fine. You can be friendly with people, but don't be a fucking creep. Don't go up to a girl and be like, I love your dress, and fucking touch her shoulder and shit. Like, if it was me, I'd fucking punch you in the fucking neck.
I don't know, like that whole thing for me, you know, again with how I was raised, it's just like that was never something that was even something to do. You know, like just go up to a random person and be a dick. Like,
and you can go up, like, even that example I gave was like group of girls, right? Grabbing a girls' night out. If you really like this girl, you know, then maybe, like, I don't know, she's at the bar ordering a drink. Oh, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. You be nice. You be courteous of their situation. You don't try to harass them in front of their friends. And then just be respectful and honest. Be like, I thought you were really pretty. I realize you're having a girls' night. I don't want to interrupt that. So here's my phone number. If you want to shoot me a text, that'd be awesome. And if not, no worries, and I hope you enjoy your night. Like, that's how you can approach someone and not be a fucking creep.
But when there's a girl already at the bar ordering drinks for her and her friends, and you come up behind her and you're like, hey, do you want to do a shot with me? It's like, okay, yeah, sure. And then you buy a shot for you and her, and then you expect for her to hang out with you for the rest of the night? Like, no, that's
or even just like
she's with her friend.
We talk about being a real man as being a kind individual. And you know what? If you're out having she's having a girls' night out, you like this girl, be like, hey, I thought you were really pretty, so I wanted to get a drink for you and your friends. I'll buy everyone a round of shots.
I'll buy a round. Yeah.
That's a nice thing to do. It sounds a little weird creepy because I'm talking about alcohol, so it's like, oh, I want to get these bitches drunk. No, it's it's just like
no. I know. I know what you mean. It's like a gift. You know, it's like
first impressions. I thought you were like really nice to talk to. Someone sees you as a creep instantly, they're gonna forever see you as a creep, and you'll never have a chance with them. Yeah. First impressions are everything. Yeah. And that's why, like, your instant first reaction should always be to be a kind person, kind and courteous.
Because 90% of people just push away anyone who is not nice off of instant interaction.
There are guys that will argue, red pillars that will argue, well, girls don't like nice guys. Yeah. Nice guys finish last. And, you know, they want you to be assertive and dominant. And it's like, if you find a girl that, you know, only likes douchebags, then that's not the girl you want to be with in the first place.
No, unless you're a douchebag and you're okay with that, you know, then you two are made for each other.
Even then, it's not going to end well.
That doesn't. No. Nor does that mindset like.
I just think it's like funny that these red pillars and shit will talk about, you know, oh, I need a good woman. I need a good woman who isn't sleazy, who's never slept with anyone, and shit like that. And then they'll have like 10 women around them. And they'll have them like, you know, like fucking tater tot, fucking doing, you know, sex videos and convincing them to get naked online. Yeah. It's like, oh, are these good women that you're interacting with? Because according to you, it's not. So it's like, where's these role models that you have? Where's the line? Because it's like, you talk about one thing, you want a good woman, but then you only spend time with women who you view as not good.
Yeah. So like,
it's just the hypocrisy. Like little things you can point out. Yeah. Poke holes in that fucking dumbass argument. Yeah. So it's been kind of a kind of rip rant a little bit here and there. I'm learning things, and I want to spread that knowledge with everyone else, and I know you do too. Like, we genuinely want this to be like a tool to help people, and also a tool for us to look back if we fucking lose our way, you know?
Yeah. Just do reflection. Reflect. Start to know yourself. That's one of the things I regret growing up. I never really knew myself.
It's very satisfying to have epiphanies of like, oh shit, I do this because of this. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Or like, what is this? Why does this random memory stick out in my mind? Oh, because of this shit. Oh, fuck. Oh.
Yeah. It is. I mean, we say it all the time, but it is wild what you can find out when you actually like
think of it as like, we talk about trying to meet people, right? This whole episode, meeting other people, asking questions and being curious and
not being
creepy. Do that for yourself. Ask yourself questions. Get to know yourself. Do you have answers for all the questions that you would ask other people?
Which, if you don't, you
exactly
should.
And treat yourself like you about to date you. Treat yourself well. Give yourself some love. Know more things about yourself. I find out new things about myself all the time.
Yeah.
And if it needs improvement, if it needs changes, if it's fucking shitty of me, then I will, acknowledge that and try to make the change. Like, it's, you're your own girlfriend.
Yeah.
And we have lots of sex.
No comment on that.
I know you're jealous. That's why you don't have any comment. The emotions are rising up on you. You got to find a good way to express yourself, a healthy way.
Yeah, the tears are coming. The tears are coming, man.
I think there's a Reddit for cucked gay men. You might want to go in. I'm kidding. God, can you just laugh and be happy for once in your fucking life? Jesus fucking Christ. You're trying so hard not to feel any joy whatsoever.
It just wasn't funny.
You know what? I need to be more judgmental of your comedy too. I just need to be like, is this worth my joy? I can only have so much joy in the day to express. I have a joy meter.
Listen, man. Listen, man. You didn't have to work 8 hours today. I did.
You know what? That's right. You should be miserable. My bad. You know what? I should be miserable too.
I'm not being miserable.
Because misery loves company. And now we are the power couple of misery. And that's what our podcast represents. It is a beacon of darkness.
You're going in the opposite direction of where we're...
That's what you wanted.
God, the misery of darkness.
I'm looking... All the tips you gave me. Find common ground. I'm doing that.
Yes, we've concluded.
I'm practicing my social skills with Ryan. You. We're kidding. We're not actually fighting. We're not actually fighting. All right, calm down.
I most certainly am.
Eli thinks I'm so funny.
I most certainly am.
That was just fake. He was faking it for the camera, guys. You fell for it.
Most of the time when Ryan makes jokes, he has to cut out me laughing for about 3 minutes, and then he films me deadpan because
I want to make you look as bad as possible. I want to make you look like a fucking dick. It's like, your friend's really trying to reach out with you, and it's like, yeah, yeah.
So that's the funniest joke of the world. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I just imagine you're like cackling for like an uncomfortable amount of time, 3 minutes straight of just you going, you're like laughing like Jeff Bezos, like, oh. Jesus Christ.
And then you just cutting it all out, just getting rid of like 20
so we don't
minutes
feel joy
of footage
here.
every
episode. Beacon of darkness. So how many times do I have to tell you?
But that's why you keep your laughs in, because we've got to have
it's got to be yin and yang. Right? If we're both fucking happy, then what's the point of this goddamn podcast, Eli? There is no podcast if we're both happy.
No point. There's no podcast. Oh, fucking hell. Well, on that note, we should probably end it off. But if you are still listening, thank you guys so much. We love you a lot. Yes, what Ryan said. we appreciate you for listening to our content, enjoying it. If you do enjoy it, check out all of our other social accounts and all of our other footage at allmylinks.com/TNCpod. But yeah, I think that'll do it for this episode.
Peace out.
Have a good one.